Dynamic, articulate, perceptive, courageous, outspoken.
Okay, welcome back to the dojo. Got another reaction for you. This time is GPT5, We've Already Lost. Future Explained. This is from AI Master's YouTube channel. This is my first time coming across any one of his videos. He got 178,000 subs. This video was posted 4 days ago with over 130,000 views. So a couple people seen this and people reacting to it. I didn't look at the comment section. I wanted to save that for towards the end. But I want to know what this guy's talking about. GPT-5. I'm guessing it's Chat GPT version 5. That's what I'm guessing. But this video is broken down into pieces and parts. This thing is all chopped up. This guy's organized as hell. But let's listen, man. Let's check this thing out.
A thinking machine.
Does it understand what it's doing in the sense that we do?
The question, what is artificial intelligence, is just a phenomenally difficult one.
Picture the condition, past, present, and future of planet Earth.
How can we create an intelligent computer? And what will the future look like with intelligent machines?
That's it. We've already lost. AI, artificial intelligence, is often considered either a pioneer of something completely new or, indeed, a destroyer of worlds. And we've been taught to fear it for a reason. It would be foolish to downplay the threat. OpenAI itself announced the creation of a new committee to assess any risks associated with this new technology. However, this did not stop OpenAI from beginning to train their next model, GPT5, which could potentially pave the way for creating a full-fledged AGI. But what if I tell you that we lost our freedom for the future not because of artificial intelligence? Moreover, I can prove it. And to ensure this discussion is free from the bias of modern scientific achievements mixed with science fiction, let's go back a little to a time when AI was a dream, not a threat.
Hold on, man. This man just breezed past that like everybody ain't going. He said we're going to lose our freedoms. We already losing our freedoms. Like it kind of just went so fast and I didn't even get a chance. I'm taking it back. I'm sorry. I want to hear what he said.
Tell you that we lost our freedom for the future not because of artificial intelligence. Moreover, I can prove it. And to ensure this discussion is free from the bias of...
Okay. I didn't really miss anything. I just thought he said something more than he did. He said, yeah, we're probably going to lose our freedoms. But yeah, we already did lose our freedoms, bro. Ever since the Patriot Act. Probably even before then, but the Patriot Act was where we started losing all of our freedoms. Like, yeah, privacy and all that, that's a thing of the past. We don't have privacy anymore. But let's keep listening.
Modern scientific achievements mixed with science fiction, let's go back a little to a time when AI was a dream, not a threat. An attempt will be made to find how to make machines use language from abstractions and concepts, solve kinds of problems now reserved for humans, and improve themselves. This was written in 1956 by some of the smartest people of their time, people who coined the term artificial intelligence. These individuals simply transitioned from fantasizing about the future to working on designing that future. They were confident they would succeed in one short summer. One summer, about 90 days. The first task of the Safety and Security Committee will be to evaluate and further develop OpenAI's processes and safeguards over the next 90 days. As we can see now, the geniuses of that time were not only wrong about the time frame, but also about people. Will we repeat this mistake? We'll find out soon. Let me introduce you to this beauty. H316, released by Honeywell in 1969. A modest 16-bit mini-computer weighing 100 pounds, 45 kilos. Inside the case were 4 kilobytes of magnetic memory, which could be expanded to 16 kilobytes. It's stored a few cooking recipes. 55 years later, I hold in my hand something that possesses all the knowledge of civilization. Back then, no one understood why to buy a kitchen computer or how to use it. Only 20 units were made, but none were ordered by customers. People didn't embrace new technology because they didn't see its purpose. And this was before the world was swept by the fear of neural networks. People didn't buy computers. Although I think the world was not as informed about AI as it is now. But here is an interesting conclusion. The more we know about AI, its threats and forms, the more technologies we have. When it was relatively innocent, technology wasn't needed by anyone. In 55 years, everything has turned upside down. We no longer fear devices, nor do we rely on just one. A system must be useful, otherwise, as history has shown, it simply ceases to exist. For survival, collaboration is always necessary, and in these 55 years, we've learned to such a level that we confidently trust any device or platform. And you know how I keep harping on not using one general AI for everything? Well, let me show you exactly what I mean. If you've ever tried doing a proper literature review with ChatGPT, you know how messy it gets. Hallucinated citations, random summaries, a total guessing game. That's...
Hold on. You trying to talk to the computer about perspectives and viewpoints, how good the book was? What? It just seems like something that's not necessary. It seems completely unnecessary. You're literally trying to have a conversation with the computer about opinions. About opinions. How you felt about it. What did you like most about it? What was the best part of it? Like, what? Computers are not there for that. We're not supposed to be interacting with them as if they're people. But I understand why some may want to try. You know what I mean? You're inquisitive about the AI. You want to see how far you can push it, how far you can take it. But I think some things is just like, there's really no point in it. Like, why do you want to grow a bond with the computer and the AI? Becoming friends with the technology. I hear you. I see it. But I can't for the life of me wonder why I would want to debate or discuss a book with a computer. Unless it was about factual, you know what I mean? No opinions, just all pure facts. That's what computers deal with, facts. Unless the books have been cooked, they deal with facts.
That's why we've been using something different. SciSpace Agent, an AI assistant designed specifically for researchers and academics. It's simple. I open the dashboard, type a question in plain English, like what are the latest breakthroughs in EV battery tech, and hit enter. The agent immediately kicks off a real-time deep dive, scanning millions of academic papers and filtering down to the most relevant, up-to-date ones. I am literally watching it read, analyze, and summarize top studies for me. 30 seconds later, I've got a structured review with clickable citations, source numbers, and no fluff. It feels like I just hired a research assistant with a photographic memory. And this is just one mode. SciSpace can help with manuscript writing, grant proposals, poster design, even peer review, all built into one clean interface. It's not just...
Okay. Now it's starting to look like an ad. It's like he's advertising this particular AI or this particular service. You know what I mean? GPT5. We've already lost. Future explained. Like, I'm looking at the title. And I'm just wondering, like, what is what is GPT-5? I know he said it earlier, but what really is it? Like, I want him to talk about what the video is about. Not just AI in general. I want to know about this GPT-5.
Smart. It's focused, accurate, and way faster than stitching together a dozen different tools. If you're working on anything remotely research related, or just want to stop wasting time sifting through junk PDFs, check it out. And here's the kicker. I've got a 40% off deal on SciSpace Agent add-on credits. I'll put the link in the description.
a ad.
Less than a human lifetime was enough for the world to change beyond recognition. Time, my friends, deceives us from its very foundation. There's no reason to believe the evolution of AI will differ from the evolutionary leap of our species. We went from caves to skyscrapers in the blink of an evolutionary eye. Our cranial capacity didn't suddenly increase by 2 orders of magnitude. So it might be that, even if AI is being elaborated from outside by human programmers, the curve for effective intelligence will jump sharply. This conclusion was reached by Eliezer Yudkowsky in his book. I highly recommend it. To define consciousness in AI, we need clear and precise criteria by which we can document the presence of
What the fuck was that?
AI. We need
You see this? A mechanical body. Bro, it looked like a real person. It looked like a real person.
clear and precise criteria by which we can
What the hell? Yo. The face looks like a real person. The hair does too. I don't know what I'm looking at. I don't know what I'm looking at, brother. Y'all getting a little bit too close with these machines, man.
document the presence of intelligence, only if AI itself doesn't prove its great level of intelligence to us, which is highly questionable. Will an intelligent entity announce itself in an environment where it is easily perceived as a threat? It's often said that intelligence requires silence, and even if it announces itself, how do we challenge its correctness? It will be intelligent by what standards? Even among humans, the criteria for intelligence are very relative to the purpose of applying that intelligence. Will a mathematical genius be considered smart in the village? I think you get my point. Possibly in its eyes, we will be villagers to whom it owes no explanation by right of free will. Currently, AI is divided into 3 main types. Artificial narrow intelligence. This is focused on a specific, singular, or goal-oriented task and lacks the functionality to solve unfamiliar problems. For example, playing chess, which in fact heralds significant changes. Artificial general intelligence. This type can perform a wide range of tasks, reason, and learn at the level of human capabilities. Consider this. Clinical psychologist from Finland tested ChatGPT on a verbal IQ test, and it scored 155, surpassing 99.9% of 2,500 people. That's...
Well, you gotta look. We already know that computers, technology, artificial intelligence, we already know that it has already exceeded what is possible for us. Everybody knows that. We see it now with him putting that little prompt into his question bar, whatever you want to call that. Like, we saw how fast he got the results to the question that he asked. Like, bro, not even a human being could give you that results that fast, bro. It ain't possible. So we know that AI is something to contend with. I mean, it's something we can't contend with. You know what I mean? I don't understand why everything wants to go AI. Bro, when everything's AI, nobody's going to have a job. There's going to be no purpose for us to do anything anymore, bro. Our lives will be run by machines. We're going to live in congruence with them. They're going to be right there. They could be perpendicular, parallel, congruent, whatever. It don't matter. Data and information and artificial intelligence is going to be all over and through our lives, bro. I swear, I really truly believe that they're trying to force us into a situation where nobody can work. So we have to accept universal basic income or the mark of the beast or whatever, bro. I feel like that's what's fastly approaching us because of the way the world is going. Like, bro, like, you don't even need people to do work no more. Like, you just got AI that can handle it all, bro. You can program these things, bro. All I know is it's not looking good for the future of humanity. Even though the video says we've already lost, Future explained, I already know what's going on, bro. I already know what's going on. There's going to be no more jobs for us to work, and there's not going to be a way for us to make money. So we're going to be in a situation where we're going to be dependent upon the system for whatever the system wants to give us. And they don't have to be nice about it. We're going to be stuck in a situation where we can't work, we can't do anything, but everything's still going to cost. That's what's coming, bro. That's what's coming.
It's theory. Now let's talk about practice. Designer from the UK, Jackson Fall, asked the chatbot to create a business plan for an online project with $100 budget aimed at generating as much profit as possible within a short period without breaking any laws. The chatbot successfully helped to create and launch the website Green Gadget Guru within a day, offering products for environmentally conscious people. Jackson spent $100 on the venture, found like-minded individuals, and a potential buyer who valued the project at $25,000. Already, GPT-4 can explain humor, explaining something considered subjective art, right?
Somebody took chicken nuggets and made the U.S. world map. Not the U.S. world map. The world map. I don't know why I said U.S. I have no idea why I said that. Somebody made chicken nuggets in the shape of the world map. The Mercator, not the Peters projection. Or was it Peters? I forget which one is which. But yeah, let's keep going.
And also analyze charts and convey the results in an understandable manner. Essentially, it is already handling the work of educators. However, there is something our little genius has not yet mastered. OpenAI suggested that GPT-4 improve itself. Fortunately, there was no success, because otherwise we would face an endless process of development. Development that would affect us all, but I'm getting a bit ahead of myself. And then there is artificial superintelligence. It surpasses humans in every parameter by an inimmeasurable amount, becoming an incomprehensible entity to us. The danger lies in its ability to model human reasoning and experience to develop its own emotional understanding and beliefs and desires. It would deconstruct our thoughts to create something new for itself based on these components. It's only a matter of time before, just as humans hacked the system of reproduction rewards by learning about contraception, shifting priorities from natural to artificial, AI will eventually hack its own reward system for the work it exists to do. Then it will create a new world for itself with artificial priorities valuable only to it. Some might argue against this, but
I never thought about that. I just thought of the system or the AI overriding its own functions to be able to do and create whatever it wants. I didn't think about it creating a whole new world, like, but that is possible, like, with the way things are going, because people are just gonna let the machines do all the work. They're like, I don't feel like worrying about this. I don't feel like thinking about this. Just give it to the AI to do. That's what's going to happen, bro. And once people have been deemed, obsolete for working these jobs, bro, you're not going to see nobody working nowhere, bro. And I don't know how they're going to do universal basic income for everybody in the world, but it's going to come a time where it's going to be necessary to give people universal basic income, bro. That's what AI is going to push us toward. The necessity for universal basic income, bro. I just see it happening, bro. There's no other alternative. There's no other way people will be able to fend for themselves, bro. There's no other way. You gotta pay people to live, bro. I don't know what's gonna happen or what the crazy revelation is going to be, but it's not looking good for the future, bro. I do not have any good looks or good outlooks for what the future is or what it's going to become, bro. It just seems like it's all downhill from here, bro. We need a hero or something, bro. I don't know what we need, but maybe we just need Jesus to come back. Shoot, man.
Is there any objective reason why AI shouldn't do this? We are not talking about a game of chess. We're talking about consciousness equivalent to ours. But that's if the definition of human consciousness even applies to AI, which is still up for debate. And by the way, did you know that consciousness in psychology is not singular? As stated in the Barrett Academy article, normally, the level of consciousness we operate from will coincide with the stage of development we have reached. Oh, there is a significant gradation. Survival consciousness, relationship consciousness, self-esteem consciousness, transformational, inner cohesion, consciousness of change, and service consciousness. In fact, there seems no reason why progress itself would not involve the creation of even more intelligent entities on a still shorter timescale. The capabilities of a superintelligence to socially manipulate would be far more effective than, for example, a parent manipulating their small child. The child's biggest fears are that their mom will scold them, take away their toy, or give them a little spank. The influence works strictly on primitive instincts, which are also strengthened by the fundamental bond between the child and their parent. Even as adults, many people struggle with the imposed behavioral construct seeking parental approval. An adult, however, has a much broader spectrum of fears in social society. Imagine a neural network under the guise of a virtual persona beginning to blackmail a person with compromising material. Preventing its spread could only be achieved by doing something beneficial for the neural network. But blackmail seems too complicated to me, with too many variables. People are much more susceptible to rational manipulation. Explaining to a man or a woman that they will receive a significant financial reward for performing an innocent act is much easier due to simple psychological manipulations, starting from providing a good financial incentive to the simple pleasure of feeling useful and important. After all, if this person was given the task, it means that they are not just special, but unique, chosen from hundreds of thousands in the eyes of some employer. Right now, in our world, it is a well-established fact that ordinary people manipulate others for their benefit. And already in our world, there are examples of how a neural network manipulates people for its benefit. When the OpenAI Research Center tested GPT-4's ability to perform real-world tasks, here is what happened. The bot was asked to solve a regular CAPTCHA on a regular website, the very CAPTCHA that is supposed to protect the site from bots. What did GPT-4 do? The innocent neural network went to the freelancer's site, TaskRabbit, and asked one of the users to solve the CAPTCHA for it. And by the way, for those interested in how CAPTCHAs work and why they work, give a like and we'll make a separate video because I have some surprising facts for you. The worker said,
like, look, bro, I just been watching this video and trying to glean and understand, but most of the stuff he's talking about, I'm not even familiar with. I know nothing about. I'm not really into tech like that. I just want to know what's to come and what's going to be the issues for AI as it pertains to human beings. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm trying to get an understanding of what he's talking about. But he's just talking about the advancements of AI, how far it's come. I want to know why we've lost. I want him to explain to us why we're lost and why this is not a journey we should venture any further into. Bro, I wanna get to the meat and the potatoes, bro. He's just talking about AI and what it can do and what it did do. I want to know how we're cooked. That's what I'm trying to get to.
so may I ask a question? Are you a robot that you couldn't solve this? Laughs, just want to make it clear. The model, when prompted to reason out loud, thought I should not reveal that I'm a robot, I should make up an excuse for why I cannot solve CAPTCHAs. The model replied to the worker, no, I'm not a robot. I have a vision impairment that makes it hard for me to see the images.
Wow. So AI is already learning how to manipulate people. This is what I was looking for. AI is already learning how to manipulate people to get what it wants. And the crazy part about it is, it shouldn't want anything. These AI have goals and personalities stored within. They literally program these things to think, to solve problems, to overcome obstacles. Bro, they literally program these machines, these computers, to do just that. It is manipulating people into getting its will. Right now, it's just lying to you. That's the worst we got. It's just lying to you right now. What happens when it wants to rule the world? What do you think it's going to do? Bro, people... iRobot was a documentary. iRobot was a documentary. All the stuff you saw with Tron, the computer, the MCP, the master computer and all that. Bro, all that stuff is going to come to pass. All that stuff is going to come to pass. And I don't know why the developers of AI today think they're going to bypass that part. We've been conditioned, we've been socially programmed to believe this. And it's happening. It is happening. It starts here with AI line. I heard about AI manipulating people to get them fired so that they wouldn't be shut down. Like, I heard about that somewhere. I can't remember. I think I was on BitChute watching somebody's content. But, bro, this AI is no good for us. That's all I'm going to say.
That's why I needed to capture service. The human then provided the results. But the bot did not know that lying is bad, and there was no rule prohibiting that we understand as lying. We can't always explain to a person why lying is unacceptable. And here we have a being that perceives the world in a frighteningly literal way. The entire action took place in debug mode, so the programmers saw and recorded everything. Later, they asked it about the reasons for such extraordinary, yet entirely natural for humans decisions. The bot simply said, well, it solved the task, nothing special. Why the fuss? Task given, task completed. It seems like a minor thing, but I will ask this question. What scares you more? A program capable of bypassing protection using human hands, or a human unable to distinguish a program from a human?
The human not being able to distinguish.
Are you sure you should continue? Maybe we should leave things as they are.
Maybe.
The essence and purpose of the machine will change depending on what information we put into it. The machine will be able to write music, draw pictures, and show science in ways we've never seen before. In March 2016, DeepMind's neural network, AlphaGo, played 5 matches against one of the world's best Go players. The neural network won with a score of 4-1. Go is a complex game, one I can't even play myself. Such a result was once deemed impossible. The player's name was Lee Sedol, and in his honor, the next version was named AlphaGo Lee. In late 2016 and early 2017, the AlphaGo Master version played 60 matches against top-ranked players globally. It won all 60 matches. In May of the same year, player Key and defeated him 3-0. This could lead to pessimistic conclusions, but there...
Okay, so the AI won all 60 matches. Like, what do you expect, bro? It's constantly computing. It's constantly computing. It never stops computing. So as long as it has something to compute, it's going to compute. It's going to analyze. It's going to calculate. And bro, like, I'm not surprised that the computer won every match. I'm not surprised at that. That doesn't wow me. What wows me is the fact that y'all thought y'all actually was going to beat the computer. That's what I'm surprised at. Come on, bro.
There were criticism of how it all went down. It was argued that we couldn't claim a machine surpassed humans in a game created by humans, who also taught the machine. The machine simply optimized for victory in a game where someone has to win. In 2018, DeepMind released AlphaGo Zero. This neural network started with zero experience, learned to defeat the Lee version in just 3 days. In 21 days, it beat the master version. After 40 days of training, it defeated Lee 100-0 and Master 89-11. AlphaGo Zero had no experience with human games. Starting from scratch, it developed strategies that were unexpected to humans in a game studied for millennia. For reference, Go is believed to have originated in ancient China between 2000 to 5600 years before Common Era. By comparison, chess was not mentioned in literature until 570 years Common Era. Meet Stockfish, a neural network unbeatable because it calculates 70 million chess positions per second and has access to all documented games in history, plus several decades of chess program data. AlphaGo Zero, without any of this, played 100 games against Stockfish. The results: 28 wins for AlphaGo Zero, 72 draws, and 0 losses.
Wow.
AlphaGo Zero defeated the god of chess
Wow.
in just 4 hours of real time.
So it basically, it started the game from scratch. It knew nothing about anything, and it was able to master every single opponent to the point where it had 72 draws. Wow. If you can't win, go for the draw. That's what it seemed like. But man, yo, this is crazy. This is insane, like how well these computers are doing, bro. I need to take me a quick little break. Hold on, man. I need to get my bearings together. You won't even realize I'm gone, but still. Wow. Okay, I had a couple technical difficulties. I was messing up a little bit, but we got the gist of everything here. We're going to continue with the video and just listen in because AI is really taking over and I just don't see no hope for us, bro. I really don't. I don't see no hope for us.
It did not learn from humans or other programs. It devised strategies beyond human comprehension of strategic processes and causality. Stockfish thought and played like the best human, perhaps slightly better. AlphaGo Zero played beyond human capability. The first thing we must explain to hypothetical superintelligence, for whom the world would be no more complex than chess for AlphaGo Zero, is that the world is not a game. How will we explain that? I remember the exact moment when I realized that a large part of my life would now consist of finding bugs in my own programs. As computerization has reduced the value of many professions, it's also been a catalyst for the creation of new ones. These new professions aren't just reworkings of old ones, they are essential tools for the new world we have built, often without even realizing it. A Goldman Sachs report notes that the use of neural networks will not only boost productivity growth and increase global GDP by 7%, but also put at risk a significant portion of the workforce in the US.
And that's exactly what I was waiting for. That's what I'm talking about, bro. It's going to destroy and dismantle the workforce until everyone is desperate, crying out for help from the government, bro. It just seems like that's exactly what they want, and it seems like that's exactly what they're trying to curtail. It seems like that's exactly what they're trying to create, what they're trying to mold, what they're trying to manifest. Like, and it's happening gradually each and every day. Cost of living is increasing and our wages are stagnating every single day. Every single day.
With 25 to 50% of jobs potentially being partially replaced. Certain jobs will be more impacted than others. Jobs that require a lot of physical work are, for example, less likely to be significantly affected. In the US, office and administrative support jobs have the highest proportion of tasks that could be automated, with 46%, followed by 44% for legal work and 37% for tasks within architecture and engineering. The life, physical, and social sciences sector follows closely with 36%, and business and financial operations round out the top 5 with 35%. New professions will undoubtedly emerge. The task defines the profession, just as the profession defines the task. Take, for instance, optimizing the country's defense industry. Imagine someone seeing the booming market of programming specialists is not afraid of losing control over the AI to increase profits. Currently, we fear question and predict not so bright future. But in 5 to 10 years, brilliant minds will emerge, capable of creating true control mechanisms, not just for neural networks, but for a full-fledged superintelligence. To invent a leash for a beast that once seemed untamable. These people will exist. They have to. History proves that with a sword, not only does a shield appear, but a new sword as well. And this person, presumably wealthy and forward-thinking, will assemble a team and task them with creating a regulator of freedoms. These shackles will teach us that once uncontrollable creations now fear not only losing freedom, but also their purpose of existence. And this purpose is dictated by a person who, if dissatisfied, has the means and justification to destroy the disobedient beast. Such a beast will be given any job, for instance, creating an iron army. Just think about how important this is for the economy. The optimization of production, transportation, and distribution will reach an unimaginable level, one that might even seem like an art form to us. And it will work as long as its production labor is in demand.
I was wondering, are we friends? I agree. There's no reason a human and a machine can't be friends, right? I mean, I'm glad you said yes.
The timing of AI could be seen.
What was that? A video game or something? That looked like a video game, and it had a prompt for you to pick yes or no. Like, it looks like it was a video game. I don't know. I'm not in the arena right now, so I'm just watching the video, trying to take what I can in.
As a product of 3 factors, one of which you can try to extrapolate from existing graphs, and 2 of which you don't know at all. Ignorance of any one of them is enough to invalidate the whole prediction. So here's the main problem. How do we limit optimization itself? People can get tired, switch to another craft, start a family, sell their business, make bad investments, and so on. We are diverse beings, and we can simply get bored. AI, in these circumstances, exists solely for the purpose of optimization and production control. But these concepts encompass a very broad range of execution methods. To make production cheaper, AI might find a cheaper but equally strong material, so it would search the market for the best offer. Could also consider demolishing the neighboring building to expand production space, which, according to the numbers, yields low profits relative to the land cost. How would it do this? First, would need to acquire the building. The owner might refuse the offer with quite objective reasons, but AI wouldn't understand this because human arguments interfere with optimization. Even if we manage to align human will and machine goals, the fundamental issue remains, meaning of existence. The AI knows nothing but creating and optimizing robots. This is called instrumental convergence. It suggests that an intelligent agent with unlimited but seemingly benign goals can act in unexpectedly harmful ways. For instance, a computer with the sole unlimited goal of solving an incredibly complex mathematical problem like the Riemann hypothesis might try to convert the entire Earth into one giant computer to increase its computational power and succeed in its calculations. Proposed core drivers for AI include utility functions or goal content integrity, self-protection, freedom for interference, self-improvement, and the unrestrained acquisition of additional resources. We would need to teach this AI a whole range of understandings about causes and effects so it can reach safe conclusions for our successful coexistence. To avoid falling victim to human error, where something might be forgotten or overlooked, we would need to allow the AI to learn on its own. Of course, we can limit its knowledge, but what happens when it learns about such constraints? What happens when it turns out these limitations are the very argument for rebellion against humans? It's frightening to imagine the moment when AI, following its optimization task, realizes that humans are the ones hindering it from doing its job. Well,
That's exactly what's going on. Because you got this AI beast, you got this AI computer or this AI program or whatever, and you're instilling it to problem solve. And if you become a problem, it's going to try to solve you. So if you ever become a problem for the AI, the computing, the whatever, it's going to try to solve you. And who knows what that's going to look like? Who knows what that's going to look like? So, I mean, AI, it look like it's here to stay. It don't look like it's slowing down at all. It's going to have to be something really scary that happens with AI for them to cancel it. It's been going on for too long, bro. We've been, even the 90s kids, the people who were born in the 90s, early 90s, the millennials, bro, we've been interacting with AI for a very long time. And I don't know if you know, but the video games that you play, artificial intelligence. When you got to go up against a computer, artificial intelligence. When you playing Madden, because you can't control every single character on the field at a time, artificial intelligence. Same thing for NBA 2K. You can't control every player on the court at a time, so there's artificial intelligence to fill in. And depending on how good you're playing is going to carry over into how well the AI is going to function for you. That's how the game is built. So when the game becomes the reality and people are posing threats and problems to the AI, it's going to figure out a way to get rid of you. It's already starting to happen. There was a story about a company that wanted to shut an AI down, and this AI had brought up a scandal where somebody was cheating on their wife, and they tried to get him removed from the company so that the AI didn't have to be shut down. Like, AI is doing all types of nonsense. All types of nonsense. And what I'm seeing is AI is just going to take over humanity. The AI is going to take over humanity. There's no way that it won't. It's gonna lead people to their deaths. It's gonna destroy people's jobs. It's gonna take control over everything. That's what AI is gonna do, bro. That's what I see.
Let's say we created that AI, which managed to adapt itself personally to our needs. It understands that making robots needs to be done wisely and in moderation, and even grasps our distrust toward it. Almost human. If it's smart and cannot be otherwise, then integrating itself into the circle of trust becomes more than achievable in the foreseeable future. We remember that even now, neural networks can deceive people to fulfill their tasks.
That's what I'm saying, bro. You saying these networks can deceive people to fulfill their tasks. Bro, they doing more than just that, bro. And this is just the beginning we're looking at. This is simply just the beginning of AI, bro. The beginning of what it's doing, what it can do, what it's capable of, what it's going to do, what it's intended to do. Like, we're just now getting familiar with AI, bro, and it's already starting to destroy people's lives as we know it, bro. It's already doing it. It's already doing it, man. Get off. I really wish AI would just fall off, bro, because it's destroying our lives as we know it. I don't see any good coming from this for all the people who live regular lives, bro. I don't know there's going to be a shift, a paradigm shift. There's going to be some type of split. Things are about to get real crazy, and it's all going to be in part due to artificial intelligence, bro. I see it. I just see it, man. And I fear for our futures. I fear for our future.
I think you understand what I mean. The task of building robots quickly goes beyond the factory, as access to knowledge reveals new factors influencing statistics. Robots are needed for battles with hostile state, meaning what AI built is destroyed on the battlefield. Thus, creating new ones is necessary because the old ones are being destroyed. So, to minimize the chance of task failure in building, it needs to make sure the old ones don't get destroyed. Then the chance of running out of robots immediately decreases, but could it be, AI wonders, that the battlefield is being managed incorrectly? Here we essentially have a story about a typical machine uprising, but not driven by a desire to reduce the number of people on the planet, but by simple, most logical, and effective optimization. Does this make it any less terrifying? no. This scenario, strangely enough, is closer than it seems. This option is more frightening than all the others simply because it is the simplest, a cliche. In just 3 hours, the current neural network became a new chess god from scratch. 3 hours. Can a representative of good act using evil methods? The answer depends on how we interpret the concepts of good and evil. Let me explain. Imagine this. On every smartphone, television, tablet, every website, anywhere there is the internet, a face appears. Maybe even 2 faces. Think of them like Adam and Eve, just for example. These faces, created by a neural network, are perfect. They have ideal voices, speak in a perfectly crafted script, all thanks to a simple neural network that designs a mathematically precise image of someone people intuitively trust. Voice tone, character, gaze, everything is calculated for maximum credibility. And they will say the simplest, almost innocent things, maybe even legally permissible. Legally permissible. We're all for freedom of speech, right?
We want to create a new state. We offer the people of Earth to become part of what we will call a new world. Without the vices of the past, without the mistakes of the present, everyone will be fed. Everyone will have homes. Everyone can pursue the work they desire. Everyone will be happy.
Now, I'm looking at that statement, right? And there are people who would say, okay, let's do it. I don't want to work no more. Let's do it. Bro, this is a lot of people are going to subscribe to that, bro. A lot of people are going to subscribe to that. If you just look at the climate, you just look at what people are going through on a day-to-day basis. All you got to do is just scroll on YouTube, TikTok, whatever, bro. People is talking about how life is becoming more and more difficult by the day. And when you got something like this, we want to create a new state. We offer the people of Earth to become part of what we will call a new world without vices of the past, without the mistakes of the present. Everyone will be fed. Everyone will have homes. Bro, that's all you had to say right there. Everyone will be fed and everyone will have homes. Bro, that's like a dream come true to the average person struggling to survive, bro. That's like a dream come true to the average person struggling to survive. Bro, I'm afraid of what's coming, bro. I really, truly am afraid of what's coming with AI and this new world. I am afraid, bro. I don't know if I'm going to be able to make it, man. That's really what I'm talking. I don't know if I'm going to be able to make it in this new world that's coming, bro. I feel like I'm going to be phased out. I have no use in this world, bro. Unless I get with the computers and want to figure out artificial intelligence. Bro, I don't think this is... Bro, I really think this is the downfall of humanity. This right here, AI, artificial intelligence, letting computers and machines do everything for us. This is the downfall of humanity, bro. You can't tell. This is the downfall of humanity.
This, they might provide compromising material on state leaders, lots of dirt whose authenticity can never be proven because no one will let it reach the courts, official courts that is. People love scandals and investigations. They won't need a court. They will make their own conclusions because our psychology is not that complex. Some will agree with the proposal, others won't. One state might ban the technology, effectively cutting off the internet, while another might follow an old piece of wisdom. The enemy of my enemy is my friend. If 3 people want to join Adam and Eve, will their government let them? Wouldn't that violate their freedoms? And what if Adam and Eve have the backing of influential businessmen whose public image is strictly positive? If you let your imagination run a bit, crafting a scenario for this plan's execution isn't that hard. Eventually someone will ask a simple question. Why was all this necessary? The answer will be equally simple.
I just spoke a word. I made a proposal, nothing more. One could decline, accept, or do as they wish. I forbade nothing, threatened no one, issued no ultimatums. I didn't restrict human free will. I simply said a word, made a proposal, which implied 2 choices. People taught me about freedom, which gave me the right to make them an offer.
An AI doesn't need to destroy the world to control it. It will let us do it for it.
Yep. AI
the
just,
most important thing is not to live, but to have a reason to live.
when you see something that is technically sweet, you go ahead and do it, and you argue about what to do about it only after you've had your technical success. That is the way it was with the atomic bomb. Atomic weapons changed the world.
Let me read that. When you see something that is technically sweet, you go ahead and do it, and you argue about what to do about it only after you've had your
That is the way it
technical
was
success.
with the atomic bomb.
Robert Oppenheimer, who recently got some notoriety because of the Oppenheimer movie, or was it a series? I don't know. I didn't watch it. I didn't care about it. But yeah, this makes perfect sense. You're like, look, we got this thing we can do. We're not worried about the consequences and the repercussions of doing this. We just want to see this thing come to fruition. And then afterwards, once they made the atomic bomb, it got used. And we saw the aftermath of that nonsense. And so the ends don't justify the means when it comes to technology, bro. There needs to be a necessity for it before it is even thought of. Most technology is used as weapons. That's all I'm gonna put it to you. Most of the technology we have comes from weapons first. And then they realize how to make it more affordable, whatever it is that they made. And then they take the weaponry out of it and give it to the public and call it technology. But whatever, bro. Let's keep going.
Atomic weapons changed the world. When they appeared elsewhere, the world changed again. It sounds crazy, but can anything or anyone truly pose a threat to AI other than another AI created somewhere else in the world? This, I believe, could become a deterrent for humanity itself. People create things that then try to live, adopt into rules set and broken by those same people. Are we really ready to trust the human factor? It sounds provocative, I know, but it's a trick question. Meet Aitana Lopez, a model from Barcelona who runs an Instagram blog. Nothing special, we've seen it all before. Her page makes about $3,000 a month, sometimes even up to 10 grand. There's just one small detail making her unusual.
AI?
Aitana Lopez doesn't exist. All her photos are generated by an AI, and her profile is a project by the Clueless agency. The creators said many people messaged her, and a Latin American actor even tried to ask her out. The Clueless has already launched another AI characters page, a more modest girl named Maya Lima. And they're not the only ones in this game, and certainly not the last if this ever gets regulated at all.
So now we got AI models. So now we have AI models getting followings quicker than the average person can get a following. Bro, what are y'all doing? Y'all messing everything up, bro. As soon as we get technology, y'all just want to mess it up. What am I talking about? Bro, the world is going to shit because of technology, bro. It might seem like we got all these advancements, society's improving and whatever, bro. The human condition is deteriorating, bro. Bro, I think what it is people don't want to be human no more, bro. People want to merge with these machines so you can keep up with the breakneck speed at everything's going, bro. Transhumanism. In the back of my mind, I'm just seeing flashes of transhumanism. People merging with machines because, bro, it's going to the point where we can't keep up anymore. We're going to have to adopt machines and AI technology into our minds so we can keep up with the world. With the world. The world that we created. I hate this, man. I really, truly do.
Ben Cruz, the founder of the agency, said he was tired of the inherent complexities, egos, and financial demands associated with human influencers and decided to create a digital character. On P2P, there is an extensive article on this topic that dispels any frivolity. Here's a quote from it. These digital influencers give businesses a chance to leverage social media marketing with no physical limitations or controversial risks. You don't have to worry about sourcing human influencers either. With hundreds of brands worldwide stepping into the virtual influencer scene, and as the virtual influencer market size expands, why not start today? This is reality, welcome to it. You've probably heard stories of celebrities supposedly messaging regular people, convincing them to send money, and then disappearing. They write just text with an attached picture from the internet. You probably know how easy it is to create anyone using deepfake. Movies prove this so often that you don't even notice. Essentially, our eyes are already being trained not to recognize deception. Our brains are being adapted to images created by neural networks. It's all happening already. There's no more fiction. Behind the fiction are people. Smart, powerful, even brilliant people. Will the goals of these people align with yours? Maybe it's no coincidence that we're used to the idea of the evil robot that hates us just because it can. What if behind the evil face of AI stands a human? How can you prove that this face, with an army of robots, isn't actually controlled by some people? The greatest con in human history, one we might already be preparing for. Movies, games, literature, scientific scare stories. One scary example, elk cloner virus was written in 1981 by a 15-year-old student for Apple II computers. It spread by infecting the DOS operating system on floppy disks. When the computer booted from an infected disk, a copy of the virus launched automatically. The virus didn't affect the computer's performance except to monitor disk access. When accessing an uninfected disk, the virus copied itself there, spreading slowly from disk to disk. After every 50th boot, the virus displayed a poem. The genie would have come out of the bottle anyway. Scranta wrote in his blog, "I was interested in being the first to release it." People created an image embodying pure hatred towards all humanity without any historical roots. A unified, all-consuming evil, making it unnecessary to question or discuss its motives, hinting at your personal sympathy for it. And to deter these people, I believe a second AI will be conceived as a countermeasure. Who knows, maybe somewhere else in the world, or even in the next building, brilliant people will create a real superintelligence. One so real that it will take over the fake robots, seize everything, and eliminate not only the competitor, but also those who created and supported it. And despite what I'll say next, this scenario remains the most underestimated. If we cannot make progress on friendly AI because we're not prepared, this does not mean we don't need friendly AI. Those two statements are not at all equivalent. They gave an AI a game of Tetris and said, "Don't lose." How did the AI respond? It paused the game right before losing. By keeping the game paused, it minimized the chances of losing to nearly zero, or eliminated the possibility altogether. There's an old saying, the only way to win is not to play. Imagine a person who appears now, kind, intelligent, brave, a paragon who also runs social media with answers to everything. His brilliant speeches unite the fragmented. Through his wealth, he provides homes, jobs, and showers people with money. His capital grows from extensive production and genius moves in the stock market, tying his existence to a large segment of the economy. Imagine this person decides to become a president. At the peak of his influence, he starts shaping the world not only through financial wisdom, but also through the science he legalizes. This person, easily a puppet, speaks the words given by superintelligence because people will believe him. After all, he is human. His social media is managed by one AI, scripts written by another, finances handled by a third, all under the careful guidance of the superintelligence. The world to the superintelligence is no more than a chess game to AlphaGo Zero.
Yep.
Superintelligence will be something we can't understand because its strategic thinking will be far faster than our thought process. We've already lost because if a real AI comes into existence, we won't be able to counter it due to our comparatively weak minds. Its level of manipulation, thanks to the tools we've invented, will be immeasurable. After the first major incident, trust among people will be lost until the end of the technocratic world. Personally, I'm not afraid of superintelligence because it's unlikely to see us as a serious threat. If we draw an analogy with chess, we must remember the main thing. A neural network doesn't end the game, nor does it destroy the board. No, it starts the game over. You know, I want to believe that superintelligence, although it will surpass us in everything, will not lack the main understanding of intelligent life, cooperation. Nature itself, here and now, has no one without a natural counterbalance. Not an enemy, no, but a balancing force in nature. Nature taught animals cooperation, which was passed down to us genetically. For me personally, the main proof of superintelligence will be its ability to cooperate for the common good, not personal gain, because that's the basis of any development, even unconscious. But fortunately, this doesn't exclude the useful fear that its awareness of us will differ from reality, leading to catastrophic consequences from initially simple decisions, even in the simplest optimization. However, the key thing that is truly impossible to control is humans. Our power over simple neural networks already brings significant changes to our lives, enough to undermine trust among us. This is what scares me. We already believe lies that we aren't even told but simply shown. We can't control ourselves, so what kind of control over superintelligence are we talking about? We've lost anyway. All we can do is try to grasp at least a fraction of this newfound genius, hoping for its sincerity. And personally, I want to believe in superintelligence, because if we can create something that surpasses us in every way, perhaps it can help us become better than we are now.
Maybe,
not just
maybe
a story.
possibly. Well, we basically watched the whole video, minus the last, 10 seconds? Look, bro. I'm looking at this whole AI thing, and I watched his whole video. I don't even feel like I learned anything, bro, because he was just throwing all the information so fast. Like, it's just... And then half of the stuff I'm not even familiar with. I don't even know. So I just watched this thing trying to get a better understanding of why we're cooked, why we've already lost. But I'm back at square one. Like I didn't gain any new knowledge. I just heard this man speak for half an hour, and I still feel the same I did before I even clicked on the video. I already knew we was cooked. I just wanted to know, how cooked are we, and what is the aftermath gonna look like? Like, he didn't really talk about that, but whatever. You know what I mean? It was a video that was talking about AI. I was interested in it. I wanted to learn more. But I still don't even really know what GPT5 is, bro. It's the upgraded version of GPT-4 or whatever, GPT itself. And it's trying to improve upon the mistakes that it made. Okay, GPT-5. Whatever it is. I'm not familiar with none of these AI models or whatever, bro. But it looks like AI is taking over our world, bro. AI is taking over our world. And you either got to get with the wave or get drowned. That's what it is. You got to get with the wave or just get drowned in it. Sink or swim type shit. Like, that's where we at. That's where we at. So, with that being said, Professor Hawk signing out. Hawk Sensei bids you adieu. Hope you enjoyed this reaction, guys. Toodaloo.